All right, hello everybody. As we are closing week 4, with only 2 weeks ahead of us, essentially 8 more classes, some people are a little bit concerned and they're asking, what can I do to do better in this course? Now, I feel like I've reiterated in numerous emails and intro blurbs, but I think I'll put it together right now just to remind everybody what can you do. So first of all, I highly recommend that you start doing your work. It's important that you do your work, okay? You really need to watch the lectures, but not just like watch them in the background without engaging with them. Watch and pause. I tell you where to pause. I say pause the video, do this on your own. Okay, so really pause the video and do this on your own. Don't just like barrel down with it just because you want to be done with it. Your brain does not assimilate information this way. You have to engage with it. You have to try it out. Okay, so watch all the lectures. You've got a schedule. You know what you need to watch. By the end of today, you should be finished with 7.1 and 7.2. Okay, the first 2 sections of confidence intervals. Now, some of those things might take you longer than assimilating, just the length of the video. It might take you an hour. It might take you an hour and a half. It might take you 3 hours. It depends on you, but you've got to engage with this information. The next thing that is important is after you've watched the video, go and do the homework. I assign the bare minimum. I assign for you to get a passing grade, which is a D. It's a requirement course. I don't have high expectations. I am giving you the basic minimum. If you want above a D, do your homework and do it again. And then do it one more time until you really feel like you know what you're doing. Now, let me demonstrate what I mean, what you have in your homework, because it feels like some people don't know what they have available to them in the homework. So here's our homework, which is section 7.1. Essentially just working with you with the t distribution table and helping you find the critical t value. Okay, now this t value is going to, first of all, I have a video obviously on that. But if you watch the video and now you're sitting in front of this and you don't know what you're doing, you've got these options on the right side of your homework. This is why this is cost $100, because you have a tutor sitting with you and tutoring you through the steps. Now, the first one is just a solution. When you click on that, it's going to say you're going to lose this question, but you're going to learn something from it. So we're going to say, okay, I'm going to learn something. It's going to share with me the solution. It says, first we figure out degrees of freedom, then we go down, then I know that this has to be 80%. I go down the column of 80% to the 32, and I figure this out, and that value should be 1.309. Okay, this is just the key. All right, and then when I finished looking through that, there is a button at the bottom that says try another. Okay, this is your opportunity to try it again and again and again and again 19 times, because guess what? Section 7.2 has 6 problems. If you kind of do it, okay. But if you want to excel, if you want your C, if you want your B+, if you want your A, you've got to do them over and over and over again. Now, the second thing here is going to be the guided solution. So these controls over here, this is your access to your help, to your tutor. All right. So this says guided solution. Let's click on that, see what we're doing there. Okie dokie. So it says, first of all, step 1 out of 2. Let's begin by figuring out degrees of freedom. Okay. Let's put in our degrees of freedom. You have a yellow button, check answer. Now it says, all right, fantastic. Let's do the next step, step 2 out of 2. Find 32 in the left column and 80 in the row labeled confidence intervals, okay? We are just looking at the top row, confidence intervals. The intersection where the two numbers meet is going to be your t over 2. So there is 80, there is 32, and it's going to be 1.309. So that's what I'm going to put in here, 1.309. It just guides me through, and I'm going to click again on check answer. Okay, so now that I've done both of those, I can go and try another. All right, so now I know that I have sample size 17. I remember what to do, but if you don't remember, go do it again. Okay, and as well, there are other things like show the example or take me to the textbook so I can read it. So all of those things right there are all learning tools that can help you and support you in this pursuit. Okay, so use those and sort of go through these pieces until you feel so confident in this that nothing is going to stop you. All right, what else can we do here? What we can do essentially is if you're still miserable and you still don't know what you're doing and you are still lost and this is just not making any sense, schedule tutoring. Schedule tutoring in our Cerullo Learning Center. Okay, work one-on-one with someone who aced this course. There are amazing tutors that ace this course, and they are not math people. Okay, they're just people that can share with you either learning skills or they can just share with you and say, hey, this is what I thought. This is my way of thinking about things. Do that. All right, what else can you do? Come to office hours. Come to office hours. I have 1 or 2 people that are coming regularly to office hours. With 2 courses, 31 students in each course, I should have a little bit more than two people each week, okay? Regular office hours on Mondays and Wednesdays, 7 o'clock. You've got a link on the welcome resources above week 1 in your Moodle. You don't need to memorize anything. Just put a little reminder at 7 p.m. on Monday and Wednesday. Pop in. All right. So you can say, I was doing this homework. I'm confused. I don't know what I'm doing. Or I got this wrong on the test. Can you help me out with that? Because the next test is going to have the same stuff. Okay. Or at least it's going to be built on the same stuff. All right. We're not testing on the same stuff all over and over again. And obviously, please, please, please do your pre-test. There is less than half the people that are doing the pre-test. Out of 31 students in every class, there are about 11, 12 people that are doing the pre-test. You want to do better, do all the things. All right. And there is one more thing I want to share with you guys. When you go into your Moodle, I put these little assignments. True, you don't have to do them, but it's a nice, helpful thing. Okay. So this week, at the end of week 4, there is the confidence interval exploration. And you're just going to click on this link and it has a couple of questions there. You can submit this. It helps you play with confidence intervals and see how different things affect your confidence interval. Okay, so do those things. The red one is the one that is going to be affected. So if I want to raise my confidence level from 90, okay, I want to essentially raise it to, I don't know, 95 or 96, you see what happens to your confidence interval. It expands. You lower the confidence, well, your interval is going to contract. And you can play with all of those. What happens when standard deviation changes? What happens when your sample mean changes? Okay. And if you've messed up your interval too much, you can always revert to the original one to reset it. And then there is a bunch of questions. Whoopsie, sorry. There is a bunch of questions over here that asks you what happens. Okay. So you can sort of, it sort of helps you to play with whichever one item that you're trying to play. All right, do those things. They will help you. All right, see you next week, guys. Weeks 5 and 6, final push. You're almost there. You almost finished with this course. Give it all you've got, and you will see results.